Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty significant, a potential shift in how the U.S. government buys its information technology.
That's right. We're digging into an article from NextGov FCW. It outlines some potentially, game-changing moves involving these huge government-wide acquisition contracts, or GWX.
Okay, GWCs. So our mission today is really to understand what happens if the General Services Administration, the GSA, takes over managing NASA's big SEWP contract.
Yeah.
And also the contracts run by NIH.
Exactly. There's talk about streamlining, saving money.
Right, efficiency, cost savings, the usual drivers. But the real question, I guess, is will it actually deliver on that?
That is the core question, and it helps to see the bigger picture first. I mean, the article makes it clear this isn't happening in a vacuum. There's definitely a trend, GSA taking on more centralized procurement roles. It even points back to an executive action from March.
Ah, okay, so this potential NASA and NIH thing isn't just a one-off idea.
Seems not. It looks like another step in this broader push to, consolidate how the government buys stuff, trying to leverage that central buying power, basically. Get more bang for the taxpayer's buck.
Makes sense. So let's get down to the specifics. Which contracts are we actually talking about here?
Okay, so the article highlights a couple of really big ones. First is NASA SEWP. That's Solutions for Enterprise-Wide Procurement.
That's SEWP.
Heard of it?
Yeah. And the next version, SEWP VI, is about to be awarded. The potential value. It's huge. Around $60 billion.
$60 billion. Wow. Okay, that definitely gets your attention. SEWP's been around a while, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, since '93. The current one, SEWP VI, has over 100 prime contractors. And get this, it's already seen over $69 billion in awarded task orders.
$69 billion in orders on the current one.
Exactly. So these are the specific things agencies buy under that main contract. It's a really active vehicle.
Who uses it the most? Which agencies? The VA, Department of Justice, NIST. They're big customers. The article notes they use it a lot for cloud services, software renewals, cybersecurity tools, that kind of thing.
Okay. And the company's getting the biggest slice of that pie under SEWP VI.
The top ones mentioned are FCN, Inc., Thundercat Technology, Emergent, V3 Gate, and 4 Points Technology. Each of those has over $3 billion in obligations just from SEWP VI. So yeah, significant players.
And SEWP is ending soon, right?
That's right, this October. Which leads us to SEWP VI and NASA's plans. They're looking to add standalone IT services, which is interesting. And they're talking about a massive increase in the number of prime contractors from, about 147 now, potentially up to 1,000?
1,000. That's a huge leap. How are they planning to handle that kind of expansion?
Good question. The SWT program office is definitely gearing up. Adding staff, changing processes. They're even creating these agency-specific storefronts, trying to make it easier for agencies to buy. And you have to remember, even the current 147 primes represent something like 10,000 different product companies. Right. And they add about 15 new ones a week, apparently. So the scale is already enormous.
Okay, so that covers NASA SEWP.
Yeah.
What about the NIH side of things?
Right. The National Institutes of Health, they manage several big GWACs through their center in ITAC. The article calls out CIO SP3, that's Chief Information Officer Solutions and Partners 3.
CIO SP3.
Got it. Yeah, that one's been extended to April 2026. It's racked up about $18 billion in obligations for IT services.
$18 billion. And who's using that one primarily?
Well, HHS agencies logically are the biggest users, but others too, like CISA and DOJ, use it quite a bit.
And the top contractors there.
Yeah.
Similar big names.
Yep. Deloitte, Accenture Federal Services, Booz Allen Hamilton, CGI Federal, Peraton, major IT service providers.
Okay. The article also mentioned CIOCS and CIOSP4. What's the story there?
CIOCS is just mentioned as another one that might move to GSA. Not many details given on that one specifically, but CIOSP4, that's a more complicated situation.
How so?
Well, it's a $50 billion contract, but it hasn't even been awarded yet. It's been stopping protests for years.
Protests? Why?
It's mainly about NIDAC's self-scoring method. Basically, the companies bidding were involved in scoring their own proposals, partly. That led to a lot of disputes, GAO filings, court cases, the whole 9 yards.
Sounds like a mess. Where does CIOSP4 stand now?
The legal stuff is on hold right now. NITAC has until July to tell the court how they plan to fix the issues raised by the companies.
So definitely some uncertainty around that one.
For sure.
Okay, so back to the big question then. Why is GSA potentially taking these on? What's the driving force?
Yeah, the article gets right into that. It mentions a slide shown to GSA staff, suggesting savings of, and I quote, Tens of billions of dollars more if they manage this correctly.
Tens of billions. That's a powerful motivator.
Absolutely. And GSA's senior procurement executive, Jeffrey Kosis, is quoted saying the goal is less duplication, more efficiency.
Right. Reduce duplication, enhance efficiency. So how would this actually happen? What's the process?
Well, GSA isn't doing this alone. They're working with OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, and, of course, with NASA and NIH. It's supposed to be a collaborative plan.
Okay.
And there's also this related push where agencies have to propose ways for GSA to buy common stuff for them. It's part of this category management strategy, trying to buy things more essentially.
Category management, right.
So GSA and OMB will look at these proposals, considering GSA's own capacity, how well the current contracts work, the potential savings, all that.
So thinking about the companies involved, if these huge contracts shift to GSA management, what's the potential impact on them?
The article says it could significantly impact several hundred contractors. I mean, these companies often build a lot of their business around these specific DWCs.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So a change in management, it could mean new rules, different processes, maybe even affect who wins work down the line.
Could it make things more competitive? Or maybe favor bigger companies?
Potentially either, or both. It definitely introduces a level of uncertainty for the industry. It's a big shakeup.
And this isn't the only big project GSA is juggling right now, is it?
No, not at all. They're also rewriting the FAR, the Federal Acquisition Regulation.
The entire FAR. That's enormous.
It is the basic rulebook for government buying. Plus, through their OneGov strategy, they've already negotiated better software rates with Google, Adobe, Salesforce.
So it fits into a larger pattern of GSA trying to centralize and leverage buying power.
Exactly. Consolidating, streamlining, getting better deals.
But crucially, it sounds like none of this is a done deal yet.
That's really key. Jeffrey Kosis himself stressed no final decisions have been made. He also said any changes will be coordinated carefully with NASA and NIH. The priority, he stated, is continuity for industry and for the government agencies using these contracts. So plans are in motion, but not set in stone.
Okay, let's try to wrap this up for you, the listener. What are the main takeaways here?
I think the biggest thing is this potential shift of major IT buying power. We're talking SEWP VI at $60 billion potentially, CIOSB III at $18 billion already under GSA's roof. And the why seems clear, chasing efficiency and potentially very significant cost savings.
And why should you, listening now, keep an eye on this?
Well, whether you're inside government, a contractor, or just someone interested in how tax money is spent, understanding these shifts gives you a window into the future of government IT, where the money might flow, what the opportunities might look like. It shows how government procurement is trying to evolve, really.
Okay, so here's something to chew on until next time. Considering the sheer size of these contracts, like SEWP and the NIH vehicles, and remembering the kind of trouble CIOSP IV ran into with protests, what are the real challenges, maybe the unintended consequences, of putting so much procurement power in one place like GSA? And what questions should you be asking as these plans develop further? Something to think about. We'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.